We, the Center for Leadership Advocacy and Good Governance, in collaboration with the Coalition of Civil Society Organizations, have followed with dismay the recent protests and press conference staged by a group, the Coalition of Civil Societies for Equity, Justice and Good Governance. As stakeholders and watchdogs over the activities of government, especially as they pertain to formulation and implementation of policies and projects, we completely dissociate ourselves from the roller coaster protests as we are struggling to understand or reconcile the alleged bond of contention with what the coalition in question purportedly stands for. This gives us great concern, as we will not stand aloof and observe an individual make rubbish of the modus operandi of civil society organizations. While we certainly subscribe to the fact that public office holders should be accountable to society, it is, however, part of our creed as civil society organizations to be objective and encourage institutions that demonstrate good governance and transparency when the need arises, instead of being overbearing and critical on government's every move or being used as a tool to disrupt laudable initiatives to reform the public sector. It is obvious that they are being bankrolled by elements in the service who are not at ease with the evident change in the civil service and are bent on fighting tooth and nail to frustrate the ongoing transformation of the public service being driven by the current administration. One would have expected the group to substantiate its rather very sensational and inciting claims with proof of alleged racketeering, corruption or abuse of office, instead of ranting over unsubstantiated points. The Danesi Momo and his other puppets are strongly advised to desist from attempting to bring the nobility of civil society organizations to disrepute through their selfish and unprofessional conduct. It is important to point out that such acts as this give authorities the impetus to trivialize movements that are noble and credible. Without holding brief for the administration and being a reputable member of the third sector of society, truth must be told of how the Nigerian civil service is witnessing rapid transformation and revived vigor. Momo, his cronies and sponsors should not forget that we have relatives and friends in the civil service, and we are aware of the several innovative changes taking place. We can clearly see that the Federal Civil Service is being repositioned for effectiveness and efficiency. We have followed with keen interest how the Federal Executive Council approved the revised Public Service Rule, PSR 2021. Other laudable achievement of the Federal Civil Service under this administration includes training and retraining of civil servants, insurance cover for them because we have relatives who have benefited from the group life assurance. Innovations are taking place. The activities of ghost workers are being checked and stopped. The service is rapidly moving from an analog to a digital system. We are convinced that this time around, the administration of His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari has put in place a leadership in the civil service that has a vision. It's sincere and means well for all civil servants. Look at the unprecedented initiatives and laudable plans in the civil service. There is so much excitement in the civil service today. These achievements have been ignored by the so-called coalition because of the ulterior motives of their paymasters. Erroneously, the so-called coalition of civil societies for equity, justice, and good governance, for reasons best known to it, failed to acknowledge this development. Instead, in its narrow-mindedness, the group has exhibited uncontrollable obsession with its overplayed script. Also, how it is that an organization or group which claims to be abreast of issues in the civil service displays an unpardonable level of ignorance about the procedures for recruitment in the same service. Momo, or what is his name, ought to know that the office of the head of service does not recruit, as the Federal Civil Service Commission is responsible for that. We use this opportunity to appreciate His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari for the support he is giving to public sector reforms. Therefore, we refuse and we will resist in its entirety any calculated act to return the civil service to the days of redundancy and an all-corners club for mediocrats, clueless and self-aggrandizing leadership. We again condemn the productive and staged protests of the group in this question, the Center for Leadership Advocacy and Good Governance, in collaboration with Coalition for Civil Society Organization, remain committed in monitoring the programs and activities of the administration in the public, and we will continue to play our role in ensuring that public service and interventions by government at all levels have positive impact on Nigerians. This is our positions on this matter. Thank you, gentlemen of the press.